The segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trade and Enterprise. Still phone prepare for you. Whatever gadget you are looking for, Franco has got it. And even many more television sets, CCTV cameras, and tabletop fridges, all that you could think of, we have them. You can actually visit any of our shops, or you can download the app on your phone, Franco Trading app, or you can visit our website for further inquiries, www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone prepare fear. This segment is the News Flash segment, and my name is Roslyn Felly. Now, it's election year, and of course, during election year, we hear a lot of campaign promises. One thing Ghanaians have called on is a manifesto from all political parties that are campaigning or vying to become the government or the next government of Ghana. And finally, the NPP Manifesto is here. We are waiting on the others, but NPP has opened or paved the way. The NDC did a little of theirs, which was the Youth Manifesto. So we can't term it or deem it as a manifesto for all. But this manifesto by the NPP is a manifesto for all. And yesterday, the flag bearer of the NPP did address Ghanaians and made us aware what he will do if the steer is given to him. Some of the things that he touched on, I'll quickly talk about some of the things. He spoke about tax reforms, and he also spoke about his plan to reduce cost of living. He also spoke about plan to sustain and expand Ghana's rebounding economy. Let's not forget that he also spoke about digital economic development plan. All these things he spoke about. And he also did mention that we are on the path of recovery, that is Ghana. Now, if you agree with him that we're on the path of recovery, we want to hear your voice this morning. If you agree that it is possible for him to do all these things, we want to hear your voice. If you also disagree that he cannot do it, and it's just one of those campaign promises that are made just because people want votes, let's hear your voice this morning. Today, we are weighing all sides. We don't want to look at it from just one angle. We want to look at it from all sides. So if you are somebody who believes that it is possible, we want to hear from you. If you're somebody who doesn't believe that it is possible, we still want to hear from you, of course. You know that we'll have our politicians and the House to talk to us and give us what they think about these campaign promises. I want to term them as, I don't even want to say that manifesto, I want to term them as campaign promises, because sometimes it's done, sometimes is not. And so we'll talk about that. And I know my guests are very poised for the conversation. And so I'll introduce them to you later. But let me quickly delve into what the newspapers have for us. I'll start off with the Daily Searchlight newspaper. The Daily Searchlight. Sinking the Economy, Part 4 of how ECG lost 12 billion Ghana cedis under NAPO's nose. My vision is to tap into talents and resourcefulness of our people. This is coming from Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Do not use pulpit to advance interests of any political party. PCG moderator says so. FDA to appeal against Tobinco judgment. Now, we know that Tobinco actually sued FDA and they won the case, but we are hearing that FDA is going to appeal the judgment. Government CTAG to meet to find ways of ending the strike. And one died in Nkonsia riot, 5 motorbikes burnt. So this is not good news, and sometimes when we pick the newspapers, we don't hope to research things. So please, whatever is causing the misunderstanding, we are hoping that peace will prevail at the end of the day. The Daily Graphic newspaper is the next newspaper. Daily Graphic. Baumia means business unveils manifesto focusing on jobs and businesses. At GJA 75th anniversary, speakers call for investment in AI infrastructure. Colleges of education must stay open, says G-Tech. That will be all for the Daily Graphic newspaper. The next newspaper is the Custodian newspaper. The Custodian. Smith's Prudence yields 230 million Ghana cedis profit. Baumia launches Bold Solutions Manifesto. Jobs, digital economy, support for businesses, and low taxes dominate. You know, one thing that surprises me, I think since last week I've been reading about Smith's yielding profit. And so if SNIT is yielding these profits, how come just a month ago we're looking at our hotels being sold. Quite interesting, isn't it? Our hotels were going to be sold because we're not making profit there. And then when it was stopped, just some few weeks into that, now we hear Snit is yielding profits. Gold brings back Super XP to consumers. Baumia is man of the moment. This is coming from former President Kufuor. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper is the next newspaper. Baumia unveils 9 key initiatives to stimulate SMEs. Baumia is well equipped to modernize the economy, says former President Kufuor. Election 2024, Ghana will not bend, says Ochehene, because he's assuring us of that. And I actually like it when we have leaders speak like this, because what we need is peace. And so kudos to Ochehene, and I hope that, you know, all other chiefs will follow suit and encourage us to have peace during the elections. Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye urges Ghanaians to embrace ethical leadership. And that will be all for the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. The last newspaper is the Daily Dispatch newspaper. The Daily Dispatch. Baumia respected Ashanti by taking Napo, but Mahama disrespected Volta. NDC Guru says so. Okay, so who is this NDC Guru saying so though? Gold's Super XP is back. Hooray, I'm excited about it. Some of us, we know the kind of OMCs that we use, so we get excited when we hear certain products that are going to be sold by them. Mahama has taken Volta region for granted, hence reduction in NDC's votes. Obeda Samoa says so. And Mahama exposes Asiedu Nketiah's peace-packed comment had not been agreed on by NDC leadership. And this is the Daily Dispatch newspaper. So this will be all with regards to what the newspapers are reporting. And my first guest is here, so it's only right that I introduce him to you. Dr. Sharif Mahmood Khalid. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, hi, Brenda.
Rosalind.
Rosalind,
yeah. I know.
This weekend, I think I keep speaking to Brenda, yeah. Bernard would have been very excited.
I know, right?
All right, so, yeah.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Great.
Given that you're crisscrossing campaign trails and you still have to make the morning discussions,
right?
isn't
right?
it? Yeah, we just returned from Western North yesterday.
Mm.
And as you could see.
How was it?
Massive.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Massive. I was thinking you could have given me the opportunity you give your dear Bernard for me to show some photos of what.
You should have. Did you give it to production?
No, I didn't. Right.
Oh, no. But you can speak a bit about it.
Yeah, we can speak a bit about it.
Yes, you can speak a bit. Because we usually do that. We give opportunity. Probably for 2 minutes, you can briefly talk about it, and then we delve into our topic.
I think I'm going to send that to Brandon.
Okay.
If that's
Yes,
possible.
you should.
Yeah.
And then you just speak about it. Yeah. So you can speak a bit about it. And of course, since we are in election year, we also know that the NPP actually finally unveiled their manifesto. There are so many people who are excited about it, and so many people out there who are also questioning as to whether it can be done. Did you hear what you wanted to hear? Or what has been said is good enough for you and it can be implemented if the NPP is voted to retain power. However, let's not forget that as they retain power, the leadership will definitely change. And Dr. Mahmood Baumia says under his watch, there are so many things that he will do to make sure that life is better for you and Ghana can actually be compared to the international world. And so I think we should take a look at some excerpts of what happened in Takoradi yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, I come to our tax system. To increase, ladies and gentlemen, I come to our tax system. To increase government tax revenue, we have to reform and refocus the Ghana Revenue Authority towards broadening the tax base. Estimates suggest revenues amounting to 13% of GDP, or some 150 billion Ghana cedis in 2023, are not collected because people are outside the tax net. Many individuals, businesses find our tax system cumbersome and confusing. We want a tax system that is easy to understand, easy to comply with, and easy to enforce, softer on the taxpayer, and that is not subject to so much discretion. The next NPP government will introduce a very simple, citizen-friendly and business-friendly flat tax system. This will be the first change in our tax system since independence. No government has thought about changing the tax system, but it is the NPP party that is saying it is time for a change in the tax system. A flat tax system, and a flat tax will be of a percentage of income for individuals and businesses with appropriate exemption thresholds set to protect the poor. With the new tax regime, the tax return should be able to be completed in minutes. We will also simplify our complicated corporate tax system and VAT regime. We will reform the VAT tax regime by merging all levies into a single line item levy and treat the merged levy as part of input and output VAT to eliminate the cascading effect in the current regime. To start the new tax system on a clean slate, my government will provide a tax amnesty, that is a complete exemption from the payment of taxes and the waiving of associated interest and penalties up to a certain year to individuals and businesses for failures to file taxes in previous years, so that everyone will start afresh on a clean slate.
I mean, a lot of people are excited about the tax amnesty. Imagine you haven't filed taxes for the last 5 years or 10 years, so you'll be excited. But let's not forget that he said up to a certain number of years. And so if it comes out that is up to 10 years you have to pay, then you still pay the penalty. But if it's probably like 2 years, you enjoy that tax waiver. We do have Dr. Sharif Khalid here, and he was telling us earlier about what the NDC also did over the weekend, and then we can delve into our main topic. Yes, sir, Doc?
Yeah, just also saying, like, it's just not what the NDC did, because it's what the running mate did.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, the running mate was in one of the newly created regions, which is the Western North region. So if we were so Joaboso, among other places, and as you could see, I think I did send you some footages of the sea of supporters that poured out atop hills to welcome her, and you'd see it was very mammoth. And I remember reading a comment on social media which elated me in terms of the impact of that journey, which said that this is the biggest crowd for a running mate.
Really? Are the footages ready? Because
for a running mate to have you see for yourself, for a running mate to gather in one constituency since the 1992 Republican Constitution or politics was. Wow. I mean, there are some short videos you could also play of what actually happened in the Sefiwesi constituency, and there's an orphan constituency that we're trying to annex, and look at it, just massive. Okay. Massive, as you'd see. And she was there delivering a message on the 24-hour economy, the Women's Development Bank, among other, initiatives of the NDC that are forthcoming in the manifesto that will be launched in the Central region. Right? So it's as you could see, it's as though there's a presidential candidate there, but that's a running mate. President Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman giving massive support to President-to-be, inshallah, John Dramani Mahama. I can see you're beaming with smiles and shocked at the numbers that's pouring through. It's election year, and I must say it's interesting times. Yeah. And so I have a lot of questions, but unfortunately today our discussion is not really centered on this. Centered on that, yes, but we will definitely have a conversation on this another time. But it's quite interesting to see this. And so
Like I said,
and this is not a region, this is a constituency.
A constituency.
Right. So I just want us to contextualize this to see the real impact of what's happening here.
Okay, right. Congratulations on that.
Right,
then.
thank you very much.
All right, so now let's delve into what happened yesterday, where Ghanaians are actually still talking about it. So maybe I should theme this as a trending conversation. If you go on social media, everybody is talking about NPP's manifesto. If voted into power, will they be able to implement it? We saw a short video of what the flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, said that if he's given the mandate, he will do. One of the things that we want to concentrate on is the tax reform that he spoke about. Now, talking about these tax reforms, you ask yourself, okay, it's something that has been there for a while, you know, where we keep on hearing almost every time. It's part of campaign promises. I mean, I don't know who hasn't used tax as a campaign promise, but are they able to implement it? Or any time that people are voted into power, the story changes. Doc, let me speak a bit about some of the things he said with regard to the taxes, and then you can go into it. Offer a one-time tax amnesty to all Ghanaians and corporate entities. Tax amnesty from the payment of taxes from the previous years. Abolish betting tax. The waiving of interest and penalties for failures to file taxes in previous years. Reduce withholding tax for small-scale gold exports to 1% to discourage smuggling. Implement a flat rate tax for all importers. Harmonize port charges to align with competing regional ports. Digitize all aspects of tax administration to reduce leakages and broaden the tax base. Incentivize Ghanaian startups with investment tax credits for the first 3 years of their operations. Now, these are the things that he spoke about with regards to tax systems. Now, I'll have to take your general overview with regards to what he said, and then we can delve into the tax or narrow it down into the tax system. Maybe I should welcome Ben, who just joined us, and Ben is actually representing the NPP this morning. Benjamin Jawapia, good morning.
The beautiful Rosalind Felly.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Your people say I'm NDCU.
Oh, I mean, for some of us, we know you've always been neutral.
Thank you very much for that.
You are not political.
I will welcome that because we need votes. We need a lot of people to join our fold. So why not, Rosalind? You are most welcome to the NDC.
You see, the position that the position that you are in makes it a little bit tough for you sometimes when you are very strict on getting your point across. Yeah. Somebody might probably feel that, oh, she's working for the NDC or she's working for the NPP. But some of us, we know. I mean, some of the way you handle your show and all that, it comes along sometimes. So bear with us, please. Bear with us. Bear with us.
Thank you so much, and welcome, though.
Thank you so much.
So we are actually looking at the manifesto that was read by your flag bearer yesterday. It's caused, should I say, it's more of a trending thing right now.
Yeah, of course.
There are so many people who are happy about it.
Of course.
And there are questions also that are being asked by some people as to whether it's possible or not. Dr. Sharif came in earlier, and he's going to give us his general overview of it, and then we can narrow it down to the tax reforms that he spoke about. So, Doc.
Yeah, Ben, were you in Takoradi?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
I came. Yes, I came last night.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
It was a good show.
All right. So, I mean, as you'd see, these are very interesting promises coming from a certain vice president who is head of the economic management team. To me, this is what is shocking to me, because this is a certain vice president who is now the flag bearer of his political party. If it was a new person, we would have the discussion could have been different. But this person that the economy was ceded to by the president because he said he was a lawyer, he was a human rights lawyer, he didn't understand economics, and he's an economic whiz kid, so I'm going to put the economy into his hands to deliver us. And for the last 7 to 8 years, Rosalind, you and I and the average Ghanaians have felt what we... So with all these ideas that he claims to have, which may not even be, which are mostly not fit for purpose, as head of the economic management team, tax, or for that matter, taxation is an integral part of the management of the economy. Why has he not implemented them? Or why did he not try to even implement them? And yet promising them. Because I found this manifesto launch as one of the most combative manifesto launches we have. Because, I mean, anyone within the political space would know that manifestos are intellectual documents. And when you go to launch them, you tend to have an intellectual discussion. But right from the General Secretary or the majority leader speaking was just attacks on the leadership of the NDC without a real pontification of what the policies are or what they've been anchored on. You saw the NDC launch its own manifesto or youth manifesto, yet to launch its actual manifesto in Central Region come the 24th. At the youth manifesto launch, we're espousing policies. Nobody mentioned anyone's name and went after them as far as leadership was concerned. But there was a fixation of the leadership or the hierarchy of the NPP, and the most disappointing was the majority leader. Launching attacks at the leadership of the NDC. Leaving no stone unturned from the chairman of the NDC to the flag bearer and the running mate. Where are we going with all this kind of politics? So it tells you the lack of substance to which a certain government that has lost all of its credibility as far as economic reforms are concerned. And today you are telling us flat rate taxation. I mean, where they are taking this example from and saying the Estonian example. Estonia has a population of 1.3 million people. Much more developed in robust term and data capture than Ghana is. You are comparing or juxtaposing that to a population size of 30 plus million, almost heading to a 40. You want a flat rate? Tax amnesty. I mean, I've always asked, does Dr. Bawumia really understand what tax amnesty is, especially within this jury? No, because of how he pontificates it. There's a big disincentive to it. What about those who oblige and are paying their taxes? It's a disincentive to them. So you have to juxtapose to say, okay, who is within the tax bracket? Who is failing to pay taxes? Why are they failing to pay taxes? You just don't lock, stock, barrel, say you are introducing a tax amnesty.
Well, he did say that it's actually for a duration, so it's not like tax amnesty for all.
No, regardless of whether it's a duration, most tax amnesties, that's how they are implemented. They are implemented for a duration. That's the nature and clad of tax amnesty. So regardless whether he likes it or not, that's the modality within which tax amnesty is introduced. But the fundamental question here is that what does the data speak to? To those who are recalcitrant taxpayers, to those that oblige with tax paying. What is the disincentive if you juxtapose these two brackets of people or tax paying people?
Maybe they'll look into that when...
Well, if not looked into that, you just don't go about throwing it all over the place as though it's a magic wand to our tax issues or our tax problems. You're talking tax administration. What have you done with tax administration in the last couple of years? Except to introduce I'm trying to select my word carefully. The SMLs and the likes of that emanated were all...
You want to say that they have introduced how many new taxes?
No, not even taxes. Okay. I mean, the modality to even say they were harnessing taxes was raping the economy. Because look at the SML issue. Was low-hanging fruits they're going for in terms of tax revenue collection from the mineral sector. Everyone knows that the mineral sector is one of the easy places. Even by the formation of the contracts, they are easy to collect in terms of taxes. You try to harmonize that, and what was it? It was a scam. The courts of law are probably yet to determine how criminal it was. So, yeah, but we all know what it was, what the investigations revealed.
But we can only speak about a scam if the court of law has declared it as such.
Well,
until proven guilty, you can't say somebody's guilty. You can allege.
No, saying it's a scam doesn't mean that it's guilty. But what are the reports telling us? What's the KPMG report saying? What are the investigations of Manasseh among other investigative journalists saying? Prima facie, what does it look to you like? These are the issues I'm talking about. I haven't accused anyone of any wrongdoing unless a court of law determines that. But the court of social justice, what are we seeing as far as SML is concerned? And this has an element and it's tied to taxation. So this is a government that is superintending over these issues, right? Even our electricity sector was not PDS among all of these issues, right? We almost tax electricity in this country if we didn't stand up to stop it. And today you are telling us all of this, you are harmonizing, you are trying to reduce tax administration. If you understand tax administration, implement it whilst you are head of the economic management team. So these are the fundamental issues you look at.
But he's not the president.
But he is head of the economic management team and taxation.
So he can actually...
And this is a precedent.
Yes.
First time a certain president says that economics is not my forte, but my running mate is an economic whiz kid. For that matter, I am ceding of that responsibility of the economy to him. There's a difference here. He said it loud and clear before national TV and everyone else. So if he's done that, he ought to have proved himself. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. And we gave him 8 solid years. How many of this could he deliver?
It's not 8 years, it's 7.5 or 7.
Well, but we are in the 8th year.
Yeah.
How, are we not in the 8th year? December is a few months away. So when we say 8 years is 8 years. Speaking politically.
But what if it's implemented before we go to the polls?
Doesn't look like he can implement any of these things he's promising. I'm challenging him to do that if he goes to the polls, before we go to the poll. That's a near impossibility. And what he's even saying and promising, as I said,
how is that
there is no fit for purpose implementation of these policies, if you ask me. And that's what I'm asking. Where are the alignments? So he has no idea that harmonization of port charges were needed to be aligned in the last 7+ years, if I'm to borrow your words. He now realizes that when he says he was only a driver's mate. So this is quite interesting. Digitalization of all aspects of taxation. I thought he said his Ghana card is a magic wand, which is not even his anyway, because this has been a gradual implementation of a policy that has been ongoing for some time now. So if the Ghana card holds a magic wand to digitalization and all of these issues, why are you now promising that you want to digitalize all aspects of taxation? We can actually say that
although the Ghana card has been, through successive governments, we can still say that, it's been upgraded under his governance.
And what was the single initiative he implemented to the launch of the Ghana card that makes it his own? Can anyone tell us? Is it data? Is it a procurement process? He should tell us. We're ready to have that debate.
Okay, it looks like the NDC is willing to have
incentive Ghanaian setups with investment tax credits among all of you. He's talking about, small-scale mining. All of galamsey, the worst forms of galamsey we've witnessed under this regime.
Well, we'll talk.
And they spend money from Galansop to what have you, bend excavators to deceive Ghanaians, and today drive around the country and see. I was in the Western North. I mean, you'd see broad daylight. You see rivers. You see water bodies. All gone in the name of that. And today you are telling us that what happened to MIF? They are talking about setting another banking, SME banking for. What happened to MIF? What are the real investments of MIF? They should tell us. What are they invested in? What are the returns of investments that are coming in? So these duplications and sloganeering needs to be stopped. Okay. This was the same thing they did with free SHS, implemented it willy-nilly, and we are here today.
But people have benefited from free SHS.
No, when you say benefited, can we have a reassessment of it? Kid, so you're happy that your ward goes to school, comes home in July, and is going in October. No, but let me tell you, Rosalind, in terms of educational implementation, can I land?
Okay,
can I land?
Yes.
In terms of educational implementation, when you meet, let's rigorously assess this. The green track and red track and what have you, is that what we want for our educational setup? And anyone who understands educational psychology, kids take a very long time to appreciate new learning initiatives. So you launch a learning initiative, which is why sometimes you have to go 2, 3, 4 weeks before you may even issue assignments and what have you. That's when they tend to absorb, right, new initiatives that have been implemented into education. Now a kid goes to school, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they're breaking. That's the time they are trying to pick up. They come home for 3, 4 months and they're going back again. What are we doing to our education? And you're talking about benefit?
No, but if you talk about assessing it and having a reform is different from the fact that it's been implemented where there are people who have benefited. Yes,
I said implemented willy-nilly. Okay. So implementation does not mean success. Implementation does not mean real impact.
But if we look at the results that have been churned out from these children who have benefited, we can't sit there and just say.
So what are the results? What are you comparing those results to?
We look at the number of passes.
Yeah, compared to what? Out of it. We can't just have a blanket to say, okay, X number of students pass. What is our benchmark?
The benchmark is what you're looking for.
That's what you're looking for. Okay. What is the literacy, the literacy and numeracy scale in terms of exponential increase since its implementation?
So for you, if you look at these things,
yeah, these are the indicators.
It's not been that much of a success.
These are the indicators. Okay. Do we have them to discuss? Fine, okay. We can.
All right. Benjamin, let me bring you into the conversation. I want a general overview of what your flag bearer said yesterday with regards to what he will do if he's voted into power.
Rosalind, a very good morning to you and your wonderful viewers. And a very good morning to Sheriff as well. Look, Rosalie, yesterday was a spectacular performance put up by the ruling government, NPP, and want to commend the able team, the Manifesto Launch Committee, led by Madame Obushi Sai-Kofi. She's somebody that has shown times without number that she's capable of always delivering when it comes to, in such areas of events, having a very stern background in PR and marketing. Yesterday's event was very harmonious. It was clad with a lot of hope for the ordinary Ghanaian. You see, and I am not shocked by the way Sheriff is going about, some of the things that he's saying this morning. Look, if you go on Twitter right now, okay, and like you said earlier, this is a trending topic. Everybody is talking about the manifesto because, Rosalind, it gives hope to the ordinary Ghanaian. First and foremost, the most important thing, and for me, the crowning event of everything, is the opening statement of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, that he accepted that there is numerous challenges that the ordinary Ghanaian is facing. And then went on to provide solutions to those problems. And I read from Twitter, this is Richard Apple. He says, my takeaway is just one. The honesty to admit things are hard and being able to prefer a future solution to address current issues. This is the difference between 2016 and 2024. This is all governance is about, being conscious of the people's needs. And yesterday, from early childhood of the Ghanaian child to the very aged, to the young man on the street, all inclusive, there were solutions and there were, for better expression, giving hope to these young men, to the aged, to the child, to the ordinary child.
So I've also gone on social media to try and get some comments like
exactly.
Okay, so
look, Rosalind, it's something that we all need to understand. That you cannot build a house and start from the roofing. Sheriff is saying the man is the head of economic management team and that whatever he's professing now, he should implement them whilst he's in power. We must admit that there were challenges when we came. In fact, our lights, our energy sector, or our lights were not on. We had to deal with those issues. We abolished some nuisance taxes. All of these things were paving and making way for what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is trying to do in the next 4 years for the ordinary Ghanaian. And look, Rosalind, it is very important that we all understand that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia means business. Whatever he was put in charge of as the second highest office or the vice president of this republic, he was able to deliver. Ghana card implementation. He has traveled elsewhere. He knows that a strong database of identification is a way to go. Look, when we walk on our streets, now we have street cameras all over. Unlike first, you will see the ordinary Okada man, even when the light is red.
Which he has promised to increase, right?
Yes. I mean, with the Okada or something?
No.
The cameras,
he has promised to increase. He said he'd give 50,000.
Exactly. Look, at first, you would see Okada man just ride on your street. When the lights are red, they would just jump. But now, because cameras are everywhere, they will make sure that it's green before they move. Rosalind, for me, like a young man as I am hopeful. I know that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is capable of delivering everything that he said yesterday. and we'll look into it.
But let me ask you this. Sharif made a point saying that, Ghana card actually has been there. I think for me, I got my first Ghana card, because this is my second Ghana card under the Kufuor regime.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So
actually, we started it. Yes.
So I have 2 Ghana cards actually.
So the old one did not really include, this form of technological effects that we are enjoying, like the biometric and other stuffs that we are enjoying right now.
No, but when I got my Ghana card, we did biometric.
Or yes, but the interoperability of other things like where you stay and all of those things are. I mean, the Ghana Post, GPS all on the Ghana card these days.
The GPS was not there. But
no,
my
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Currently, with your Ghana Post address system, you can track somebody where he's staying through this new initiative that we did. And it's something that most people do not know. And that is why the Ghana police is
just want
able.
to know, the initiative is the add-on of the GPS location. Is that the initiative?
Yes, that's what we are saying. Even before then, President Kufuor's time, there was nothing like Google Map, was there? No. But we've included all of that in the Ghana card right now. I can trace where you live right now by talking to somebody at NHIS. And that is what the police is using right now to reduce the criminal rates in the country. Look, Rosalind, I want to say that our economy is an import-driven economy. So if the vice president is saying that he's going to make sure that we have a flat rate on importation, you should know. Now, most Ghanaians or most business people smuggle all their businesses through Lome. Why? Because there's duty-free. Okay? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying that with this flat rate, we are able to challenge Lome and others. Most people are going to use our port. And that, in turn, is going to maximize or increase our revenue. It is very important to also note that he tackled issues on healthcare. Health workers are going to be incentivized so that they can purchase vehicle, okay, to enhance their area of work. Now, on digitization, like we said.
For this, I think somebody actually raised a question on social media. Maybe I should ask the person's question on behalf. The person said that, if my salary is not going to be increased, if I look at the CD to the dollar ratio right now, which we are looking at $1 is to 15.5 Ghana cedis, and I'm taking a salary of probably like 3,000 Ghana cedis as a nurse or as a teacher, and the vehicle right now, we are looking at even second-hand vehicles, Toyota, I think the last time I asked of a Toyota, is it Vit or something, it was like 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
How am I, and it's a second hand, how am I going to be able to pay this? Because if I look at my salary that I'm making, and I'm not being told that I'm going to have increments in salary, but rather I'm going to have payment, terms of payment with regards to these vehicles, how do I pay? How do I survive?
Well, you see, whatever President Akufo-Addo has built already is what Vice President or the flag bearer of the party is trying to build upon. You already remember that we have vehicle assembly plant here. In our last check, they said that most Ghanaians are not able to purchase them, okay? Now, what the government is going to, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is professing, is that we are going to work with this assembly plant to make sure that we have a payment plan. That is why we are even introducing the credit score system, okay? Where individuals who are credit-worthy, who are worthy of credit score, are able to access some of these facilities. So, for instance, the nurses and the teachers that we are professing that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to incentivize, we are going to work in partnership with this vehicle assembly plant to make cheaper modules, okay? So that, at the end of the day, is going to serve as, there's no need for you, Rosalind, to go and get a second hand. You're going to get a brand new vehicle.
As a teacher whose salary is probably like 2,000 or 3,000?
That's very important, because in the long term, you are going to distribute it, okay? That at the breakdown of 3,000 Ghana cedis, these vehicle assembly plants may be like Nissan or VW or Toyota. the assembly plant that we have currently. That's why we brought them in. And that's why some of these things, some of these people do not even understand.
We brought them in.
We are building upon it.
Don't we still import the parts and then assemble it here? Meaning that we are still purchasing it at a dollar rate, bring it here, we change it, and
it's way cheaper.
It's
way cheaper.
I
met on my way to London. I met Senegalese and a Cameroonian who had traveled from their country to come and purchase vehicles here. And I asked them, why are you coming here? He said, at first we used to buy them from Germany or Japan. But right now, because the assembly plant is in Ghana, they said it's way cheaper than to buy in Germany or in Japan. And that is what, we need to appreciate. Most people do not even understand.
Really?
Yes, I'm telling you this. I am telling you this.
What organization is selling this?
I'm telling you. Hold on.
We need to fact check this.
Sorry if you
can fact check. I met them at the airport.
No, he met them.
A Senegalese and a Cameroonian came to Ghana.
So is it, are they saying that these cars that are assembled in Ghana are way cheaper?
That's what they are saying.
That's what they are saying.
And in fact, it's the truth. Look, if you tell me that VW Passat, that is being imported from Germany, it's maybe around 200,000. In Ghana here, it's almost around 160,000. Because when you import them, the import duties alone, these are some of the things that we need to look at. Look, Sheriff, we need to understand that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is trying to make sure that the ordinary Ghanaian, the ordinary youth, is living a life or is going to live a life that is almost similar like that of Europe.
Okay.
And that is going to enhance our living standards.
All right, Benji.
Because most of us youth here are always saving money either for rent or to buy a vehicle. Now, if I have a vehicle assembly plant here in Ghana, and I'm having a reduction on these brand new vehicles, of course I'll go for it, than to import one that at the end of the day, when it gets here, the import duty alone is maybe ×2 of the vehicle that I bought over there. That's a major problem that Ghanaians are facing.
The question I asked is with regards to importing these parts that come in. Are they not being taxed? Don't they pay import duties on them? Is the tax waived off?
Government has really given them subsidies.
Subsidies.
Yes.
So the price of the market is way cheaper.
Exactly, and that is why they came here.
I will definitely check on that.
Rosalind, for a package like that, if Nissan or Toyota is coming here and you are going to kill his business with taxes, I'm telling you, they are not going to come.
All right.
But government gave out or made sure that there's a conducive environment and a package that was going to make sure that all of these companies that are coming in are going to have subsidies.
All right.
And that's exactly, so you shouldn't be shocked. Sheriff is shocked that Cameroonians and other Liberians and other people are buying vehicles there because they are being assembled here.
How am I shocked? Anyway, I'll come to you again. Let me read some messages. Sure. And then, so Sheriff, prepare whatever you want to say.
I'm preparing.
And of course, I'll come back to you, Benjamin, as well. And where's the, okay, we start from here. Okay, what Dr. Bawumia has not promised yet is to create a human being. As recent as 2 months ago, he promised to give free meditation to patients, medications, to patients on dialysis, only to close the renal unit of Kolebu Hospital the next day. The last time the renal unit was closed, 19 patients on dialysis died. It was reported that 3 more patients on dialysis lost their lives last 2 weeks during the current closure. How wicked can anyone be? So open the renal unit and let the patients find their own money and pay to save their lives, since nobody cares. Patrick from Accra. Patrick. Listening to the manifesto of NPP, there's nothing in the manifesto. The whole program was empty and useless. The constituency executives were not happy with Bawumia and Napo. 75% of NPP members will boot out Nanado and Bawumia's administration. NPP never again. Abochi Philip. Abochi, are you sure? Are you sure about what you're saying? Good morning, Joy Prime. Please, I think Ghana doesn't need manifestos from political parties, but political parties need manifestos from Ghanaians. And this is a very good point. This is a very good point. If I was an opinion leader or part of the IEA, I would have pushed harder so that opinion leaders will write these manifestos and give copies to all political parties to go around the country to tell the people how they are going to implement that manifesto. So we are going to get one manifesto, different ways of implementation, and any party that win elections will remain in the manifesto from the opinion leaders and nothing else. But we are in a country of no leaders but stomach directions. Master Rahman, Sola Tuna. Master Rahman, at this point is so, I don't know, but I'm really feeling you this morning. So true. Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. This manifesto is the usual license scam initiatives propagated by Bawumia, again to deceive Ghanaians for power. Even Akufo-Addo will have lost this year's election shamefully, not to talk of Bawumia. This manifesto is as empty party that served a government over 8 years and still blaming their predecessors. One child, one chocolate, one laptop, one TV. What are you saying? One teacher, one laptop, okay. One village, one dam, and others are all scams. They can even burn the sea for power, but will still lose the election. Nothing will change. God has already chosen the best, humble, respectful JDM to lead a country, Ghana. This one says, Dr. Bawumia proved that he indeed assisted Nana Addo to destroy Ghanaians. Why didn't he advise Nana Addo to reduce the ministers and reduce taxes? He just wants to deceive us with sugar-coated policies that he could have implemented and seek for the opportunity to do more. I think it's a strategy to implement the Japadia movement and also continue their usual one day, one scandal and the state looting. I think the only good thing about this presentation was the minimal head shaking, but this time we need an experienced hand like JDM Solomon Zenu from Zenu Martin Luther. Okay, Dr. Bawumia. Okay, Dr. Bawumia and Dr. Napo have dismantled NDC and former President Mahama. The two pair are the best with the best manifesto for the job creation and business friendly. It's obvious that Doctor and Doctor are the best pair for the upcoming elections. Dr. Bawumia will win big time. As a youth, I am proud to listen to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Dr. Napo yesterday. Gradually, we shall get there. Basai Komla Matthias, Jasikan Municipality. Koresko Zakaria from Sunyani says that the visionless NPP just exposed the emptiness of Bawumia, that in any government, I'll reduce the hardship. We know there's hardship. Remember, he is in government. I will cancel e-levy. I'll reduce unemployment rate by 14.8%, but we have created 2.3 million jobs. Meanwhile, Mahama unemployment rate was 8.4%. Inflation is above 20%. Mahama inflation was 15%. Bawumia, your dollar is 16.9 Ghana. Is it 16.9 Ghana? The last time I checked, it was 15.5 though. Mahama dollar was 4.2. You have to trust. You have no trust. You promised $1 million per constituency. Where is it? They are stealing NDC manifesto. Bawumia, you have failed to deliver your promises. In 2016, vote Mahama, free university education, free first-year students, 24-hour economy, women's bank, etc. Mahama is incorruptible. Airbus, Yamutu, and confirm Yamutu, Dubai house, Yamutu. Bawumia, fix your mess and lies before asking for anything. Ghanaians are wiser now. Good morning. Both political parties are playing games. We are tired of promises from these politicians. They will promise when they come to power. They will do as if they have never promised before. Idi, Nima, Rosalind, good morning. In fact, NPP should humbly agree that they have failed us in everything, especially in terms of the economy. We can't even buy food. Look at our major salary. Even look at the traveling, that is TNT. Example, Accra to Techima was 40 cities under Mahama, but now 170 cities under NPP. Accra to Ho was 30 cities under Mahama, but now 88 cities under Akufo-Addo. Under Mahama, Accra to Kumasi was 30 cities, but now it's 130 cities under Akufo-Addo. And Accra to Tamale under Mahama was 90 cities, now it's 300 cities. Please find out the rest for yourself. This government lost focus to manage the economy, so why should we vote for NPP? Tell me, where is Bawumia, the so-called economic messiah? Where is a solid team? Never again. They should accept that their fundamentals are weak now. They are exposed. Now they are not apologizing to Ghanaians. Cheer. Okay, so this one was said, good morning, my lovely Rosalind. Oh, what happened? Sometimes you click on it and then it goes somewhere. All right, so This one says, good morning, my lovely Roslyn. I want to know if what Bawumia and the NPP launched yesterday was an attack on the leadership of the great NDC, a fiction or a storybook. How many years have they been in government? And up till today, they do not know who to rake into the tax net. God save Ghana from this nation wreckers. Honorable Seba Al-Hassan, Zongo Caucus Coordinator. Hassan Alaji Hamza Pick Farm says, good morning, Roslyn. Did I hear Dr. Bawumia say yesterday the Ghanaians should vote for him because he's a problem solver? God have mercy, for God's sake. Under the leadership of Dr. Bawumia as the head of the economic management team, Ghana economy is being described as a junk economy. What happened to the gold for oil policy? How much is the cedi to the dollar today? For God's sake, Dr. Bawumia should stop insulting our intelligence and credit us with the little respect we deserve in this country today. Dr. Bawumia should not forget that he can fool some people sometimes, but he cannot fool all the people all the time. The NPP under President Nana Addo and Dr. Bawumia lied their way to power in 2016 and 2020, and it is the same lies that they will take them back to opposition. No wonder Honorable Kweku Kwarteng said they are managing the economy like a Ponzi scheme. These people cannot be trusted. They are full of scammers. Election 2024 is going to be about credibility, trustworthy, and honesty. And this is what Dr. Bawumia lacks. Election 2024 is all about how to rescue Ghana from the wicked. All right, so I'll read the last one. I'll come back to you people later. Honorable Akeswe Seshi Bakwai says, good morning, Roslyn. In regards to Honorable Kofi Bente Afo, NDC parliamentary candidate for Sekrioso. Dr. Bawumia, your speech lacks substance and new ideas. When will we see tangible change? You sidestepped your dollar management issues. Dr. Bawumia, how can you complain about taxes when your government levied them on Ghanaians? Your rhetorical sounds more like an opposition member than a government representative. Wow. Okay, so these are many more comments we have, but I think that Sharif wanted to make a point.
Yeah, I do want to make a point, but before that, I'm realizing the psychological warfare Ben is trying to play in studio.
How?
Oh, no, but you know these things, when you come in studio, they review your videos, and they say when you go, this is how you should relate to. I've been seeing his emphasis on Sharif, and when it comes to Bawumia, Dr. Bawumia. For your record, I'm an associate professor of accounting and finance.
Sorry,
my last PhD student was 58 years old, and he was a central banker. Right? No, I'm not fussy about that. I'm just trying to make you know if it's.
Oh, you know, sometimes we just want to relate, like.
Yeah, I like that, but when I see asylum down tactics playing, I need to recognize that before we can carry on. I'm happy. Ask Brenda, I'm not fussy about titles. I'm happy to be referred to as Sharif.
Right.
But just for the record anyway.
Fine.
Yeah, so you see, I could, when we talk about issues or initiatives that has been, what surprised me even about this launch is that the recurring theme of Russia-Ukraine was still there. Why?
Is that not true?
Who are you deceiving? When we've moved past Russia-Ukraine, any country you know, has moved past Russia and Ukraine. And this is a cloud of economic infrastructure that is hanging around us. A central bank posting losses, domestic debt exchange, a central bank, an IMF bailout that we are unable to access smoothly. And this has never happened in the history of Ghana. We have an IMF, free money, right? Because IMF concessions and what have you are tick-box exercises. We struggle to meet the demands because of where we are. But a struggling country that is on junk status as far as credit ratings is concerned wants to give its citizens credit ratings system. Is that not ironic?
You feel it's ironic, huh?
How ironic could this be? Ben is talking about assembling plants. You see, I don't think Ben understands the modalities of assembling vehicles in country. When that happens, you can't export them out of the country because it's an incentive for the local market. So where is his anecdote of a Senegalese or a Sierra Leonean or what have you coming into the country to buy a car and take it out? I'm challenging. Let's put the records there.
What is the
on
role
what
of
importations?
ECOWAS? What is the role of ECOWAS?
No, what I'm saying is that...
What is the role of AFTA, the secretariat that has been established? What is the role of it? These are some of the questions that the Treasury needs to answer.
I am not saying AFTA has no role whatsoever,
okay,
but I want him to give us evidence of exportations of assembling vehicles in Ghana or out of Ghana to any jurisdiction within the West African sub-region or beyond. You see, and when because if he understands assembling vehicles, these are basics, right? Most often than not, they don't even use powered windows. Sometimes they are not even automatic transmissions and what have you. So these cannot be a mass scale for a buy to initiate the kind of anecdote Ben is trying to introduce into this discussion.
Doesn't it depend on the contract that has been signed with the company?
No, with the country, because an initiative.
Yeah,
to
the
get
country
them to
with
know,
the company.
with the company.
Yeah.
So what's the contract that you know that we don't know that is enabling all of this to get out there? So when you see them, they are basic models. And these are done because the company would not even go into produce limited editions or maybe high-spec vehicles because of the kind of incentive and reason they have for having these assembling plants. Until such a time.
You say that you are trying to disrespect Ghanaians.
I'm not disrespecting Ghanaians. I'm not trying to disrespect Ghanaians.
Let me come in.
No, the point is, I go to South Africa.
How do you say that?
I go to South Africa.
I get
do you say that?
Yes,
I
you
get
get
you
me.
with regards to the South Africa, but I want us to come to Ghana here.
Yeah, I'm giving. So I'm saying.
Do you know for a fact the kind of deal that we have with
So I asked Ben, I'm challenging him. I'm not saying I know for a fact. So I'm challenging him to give us records of such exportations.
No, I'm asking you
that has been
questions
done.
of you saying that
no, I am saying,
the modalities are
I am saying most
very,
often than not, this is the basic standards of the modality when you start.
But it could be
different. It could be different.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm challenging him to give us evidence of such exportations that has been done by his anecdote of someone he met at the airport who said he was coming to buy A, B, C, D in the country. If there's evidence of anyone coming to export cars into landlocked countries, hooray! I'll be happy. But we are under an economy. Look at the dollar to the cedi, the pound to the cedi. We've never, in the history of this country, subjected ourselves to this. And all sort of program, gold for oil and what have you, that we can account for. Look at the pernicious economy we've gone through. Investments in pension funds and what have you are blue chip investments. For the first time in the history of this country, we touch pension pots. A retired Chief Justice had to move out of retirement to join the picket lines. Have we ever experienced that in this country? Even with accessing an IMF facility, we disrupted our market. How so? Because you have the local poultry farmer who is aiming, because we are under a program, and some of the benefits of the program is that when the money hits the central bank accounts, there's certain respite as far as the performance of the city is concerned. But the tranches were not coming in designated time because we're not meeting the conditions or we're unable to negotiate prudently. Today, we can't go into the capital markets because we are junk status. Our ratings are down. And what have we to show for this reckless borrowing spree on the international financial or capital markets that the Ken Baumia, Nana Addo-led administration subjected us to in the last 7 years or so? What have we for it? I overheard him saying that he's going to complete all Agenda 111. I thought they had completed it because this was something they were shouting all around. Today, dialysis centers. What have become of them? Kolebu, existing hospitals.
It's Kolebu.
What have become of them?
Say centers like it
had to take citizen activism to get the medical center at the University of Ghana to be opened, which was an initiative of the NDC and the Mahama administration. Today, as we speak, the second tranche and component of the hospital is not completed because doctors were meant to send to Israel to be trained, to be brought back, to have a full-scale operation of the hospital. He's talking about energy crisis. The NDC, the NPP, do they really have the moral locus to talk about energy crisis? How many megawatts of electricity have they added in the last 7 years?
Well, he has promised that they'll add.
It's not about promising. Mahama had 4 years. What did he do? We even left them. At the point they came in, they were like, oh, there's even excess power and they don't know what to do with it. Today we are in crisis. He who couldn't get a basic timetable to respect Ghanaians and give them a decent and basic timetable.
Why are you attributing the energy sector to him? He was to Dr. Mahmoud.
He's got a pair now who used to be a sitting energy minister that disrespected Ghanaians that he's not going to give us a timetable. So they're a problem for Ghana as far as performance is concerned.
That's what you think?
That's what the records speak to.
Okay. All right, let me go to Benjamin.
Look, Rosalind, I am shocked that Dr. Sharif is saying all of these things that he's saying. And, I mean, for disrespecting Ghanaians. By saying that some of these pacts that we have with this assembling company.
It's like he didn't understand what I said.
No, please hold on.
Correct
Hold on.
I want him to land and then I'll know what.
By saying that the vehicles that they produce here are of low cost. I mean, how?
Low quality?
No, I mean, yes, that's what he said.
Is that what I said?
Okay, let me say again.
Oh, dear.
What did he say?
Please wait.
What did he say?
Please Okay, from what I understand, I just want him to explain first. Okay. So from what I understand, you know, when you purchase vehicles, there are certain things that you ask that is added onto it. Like if I go to specs, you know, so the specs. So if I go and purchase a car and I say
made.
no, so no,
customized made.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And he's saying that you will get the basic vehicle, so you don't get those specs added to it. Is that what you said?
Exactly what I said.
But who needs? It's only for the rich who would want a customized made cars.
I'm not saying customized.
The basic ones. Hold on. The basic ones.
It's not your forte.
Are the ones that the ordinary or the average people
will use.
Okay. So I do not understand him. Look, I asked him a question. What is the role of ECOWAS? I mean, why have we integrated all the sub-regional, African sub-region countries together for free trade? What is after headquarters doing here in Ghana? That I met somebody on my way at the airport who was a Cameroonian and a Senegalese. I have seen Liberians come here. Liberian government purchase Kantanka cars. So what are you telling us? But I'm saying, yes, I am saying that, he's saying that you cannot export some of these things. I'm saying that they bought Nissan and Toyota
from here,
as compared to the imports, like, I mean, the kind of bill that they would have paid if it was coming from Germany or Japan. They came here. They opted for Ghana because the assembly plant is here.
Please help me understand. Did they buy from the assembly plant, or they just bought Toyota and Nissan on the market and exported?
I am telling you, from the assembly plant.
From the assembly plant.
They even have an agreement with the assembly plant to be supplying them.
You have evidence of that?
Oh, I'm telling you. These guys are they are politicians that I met on my way out.
Okay.
You know? So it's very important. Look, let us not even go on that tangent. The most important thing that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia addressed were key fundamental issues that are facing the ordinary Ghanaian. One, transportation. How is he going to deal about it? He said he's going to bring more electric vehicles so that we can suppress or decrease the amount of money cost in transportation. These are some of the ideas. When he talked, the NDC is going about, thinking that this election is a done deal for them, and that the challenges that are facing the ordinary Ghanaian is something that they would use in changing this government. They have seen what the government is doing. When COVID came, we paid salary to all workers. We've made sure that our lights are on. And for most of the things that are being talked about by the youth right now, is this e-levy and other things. We say we are abolishing them. It has served its purpose.
But why don't you do it now?
It has served its purpose.
Why don't you do it
Betting
now?
tax is going away.
Benji, I'm just asking a question. Aborting e-levy, aborting betting tax, aborting emission tax, all these taxes, we have a few months to elections. As I sit here, even today, when I send money, I still have to pay. Why don't you do it now so that I feel that you can do it? Because at this point, all I want is to be able to say that Benji has sent me maybe 2,000 Ghana he's about to send me. And there will be no charges on there. When I go withdraw the money too, I won't be charged.
Rosalind, it's very important that you know that the e-levy was introduced for a purpose. At the very time when the whole world was in shock, when we had no place to run through, we had to make sure that we devise a way to make sure that we tax and get something for improvement. There are a lot of things that we need to do for the ordinary Ghanaian. And how are we going to do it? Sometimes it is not only in borrowing, it is making sure that you make sure that your domestic taxes or revenues that you are gathering will also serve as a purpose. Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying it has served its purpose. Let it go.
You are saying that it has served its purpose. So as we sit here, if it served its purpose and is done, why can't I now start enjoying?
That is why I'm saying that for the duration.
It's
from that time till the end of December.
Oh, so it
or
hasn't
2024.
The purpose.
No, that's what I'm saying, that he would have continued if it was going to still serve its purpose. But in 2025, there is not going to be e-levy. If Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to be elected as president, and I know the good people of Ghana, is going to elect him as president. Look, jobs, jobs, jobs. Look, 1 million youth are going to be trained in the IT sector.
But he said over 2 million jobs have been created,
of course,
right?
Of course. You know, and that's something that Dr. Sharif and other people are disputing. When we came, even in the security aspect, we've employed over 45,000 security personnel. And you can check it. We in the areas of teaching, almost about 80,000 teachers. These are staggering numbers that we need to look into. And if they want a debate on that, we would bring it to their doorstep. Look, I am saying that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying that it is very, very important that as a people, we acknowledge the challenges that we are having, and then we look beyond it. What is next for us? What is the NDC professing? Up to now, they haven't given us any solution. We are saying that it is very important that those that are going to import mobile phones, there will be no import levy on that. That is the future, because we are building this country on the basis of digitalization, and mobile phones, as we all know, is going to play a key role in that. Rosalind,
okay.
You need to also understand our cost of living.
I wanted to ask you something with regards to this, tax waiver on mobile phones.
Right.
The NPP promised tax waiver on sanitary pads. The taxes are still there.
Well, I think that there might be, I'm sorry, I'm not saying that I do not understand your plight or whatever it is, but I cannot speak to why those things are still there, you understand? But I am saying that it is very important that we look beyond the current challenges that we are having, and that's exactly what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is professing.
Okay.
Rosalind, our standard of living, food cost, inflation, and all that, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying that through a proper agricultural system, we are going to make sure that we have a reduced cost of living. Now, you remember, during COVID and all of these years, you remember how, prices of food and fuel skyrocketed. Gradually, things are turning around.
No, it hasn't turned yet.
You see,
because I'm still
that
buying,
is why,
I'm
you
still
see,
buying the
we
milk.
used to buy, you and I.
No, I'm still buying the
Rosalind.
milk for, I think, a tin of milk right now. Producers, please help me. I even stopped drinking milk because of that.
Rosalind.
Okay, a tin of milk is now 9 cedis, and it hasn't gone down.
Rosalind, inflation was around 54.7%. Never in our history. What attributed to that? What is the current inflation right now? It is as low as 22.
Thanks to my IMF program.
You understand? So all of these things, we are saying that gradually things are coming down. We used to buy a fuel. We used to buy fuel at our pumps, 17 Ghana cedis per liter. Am I right? Now how much is it? Just over the last 2 weeks, prices of fuel has gone down. Diesel was around 22 Ghana cedis some time ago. It has gone down.
To what?
So we are saying
let's look at, it's gone down to what?
22 Ghana cedis per, right now it's almost like 16 or 17.
No, the petrol.
Petrol was 17.
Yes, it's now.
And then right now it's 14.42.
14. Okay.
Diesel.
Okay.
Yes, so right now you can clearly check.
You know what people actually look at? People actually compare governments.
Right.
Okay. So they'll say that in the year 2016, how much was I paying for petrol?
They should also ask themselves in the year 2008, 2007, how much were they paying for a petrol? Times has evolved.
But
we are moving forward.
Is that not the reason why the NDC was voted out of power?
Look, that's what I'm telling you. If you go to London right now, an ice cream was around maybe £1. Right now it's almost about £5. Why that?
But that's
so
in Ghana. But
and
that is why the people who were in power in London have lost their seats.
You see, that's why I'm telling you that at the end of the day, the world is moving forward.
No, but if you compare, then that's regardless,
why are we having all this? Why were we having all these figures? Because of COVID and Russia, Ukraine. which doctor will never.
Well, we can't dispute that fact.
Exactly.
We can't dispute.
We can't dispute. We are now.
Are we the only? Are we an island?
We are now recovering.
Are we an island?
We are all everywhere in the world. Everybody is complaining. If you put on your TV right now, there are a series of protests everywhere in Argentina, in everywhere. Ghana is no exception. That the ordinary Ghanaian is complaining that things are difficult right now. We have accepted it. We are saying yes, we are in challenging times. But we've made sure that we've put things in place that is making sure that we're seeing all these signals. One, there's a signal of reduction in fuel prices. There's a signal that diesel has gone down. And all of these things.
You know, the beauty of these fuel prices that we talk about on air almost every time, we know where fuel price happens with regards to whether it shoots up or it goes down, is the dollar to the city ratio.
Absolutely.
If the dollar to the city ratio stabilizes, then of course we'll see some sort of reduction or stability in the price of fuel. But what we see is shoot up, then it goes up. And for a while now, it's been stabilized for probably like 2 months. And that is why probably we have seen stability in fuel prices. So once it starts shooting up, it will go up again.
What is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia saying? He's going to have a flat import rate for everything.
But he didn't really speak about how he will make sure that he strengthened the city, which is very vital. Because if we have a very strong city, then it means that our economy will definitely be good.
When you have a fiscal discipline, of course, it is going to attribute to that.
How will that fiscal discipline
You see,
happen?
central bank is the most important thing. We do not shift some of these things to government. Central bank is in charge of making sure that there's a stabilized in the currency.
I'm sorry to cut you here. It's beautiful. Election year is very beautiful. You know why I say this? In the year 2016, the government was blamed for the fact that the cedi to the dollar ratio was so bad. Today, we are being told that a central bank.
No, that's why I'm saying that it's very important. Back then, yes, it was true. It was still the same. It was the same. It's the same central bank. You understand? What we are trying to do is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying that when you have a harmonized, port system, because our economy is an import-driven one, and you have a fiscal discipline, this is going to help you to stabilize your currency. I am very hopeful that whatever Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has said, he's going to deliver. Look, why is he saying he's going to have a tax amnesty? That we are going to broaden our tax net. We are a population of about 30-something million. Do you know how many active taxpayers we have? We have only about 2 million Ghanaians that are active taxpayers. What about the 28 million Ghanaians? What are they doing?
Okay, so I'll come back to you.
It's very important.
Okay, I'll come back to you. 2 million Ghanaians are active taxpayers.
Right.
The math is not adding for me. I don't want to do maths this morning, so let me come to you.
It's very, very important.
No, the math is not adding for me because I look at 2 million job creation.
Right.
2 million.
Yes.
Now, this job creation, these people.
Rosemary, all you need is a breakdown, right?
Wait,
you want a breakdown?
Wait. They are forced to pay taxes whether we like it or not. How many people were employed already? And so how is it that we are having only 2 million people paying tax? that's my question, though. But let me come to show you because of time, though. Because of time.
That is what is interesting me here and making me laugh.
But have you forgotten about the population?
You see,
30 million.
Rosalind.
No, you said.
Yes, exactly. You have only 2.
You have 2 million.
2 million
but
active.
under the NPP government, 2 million jobs have been created.
Right.
Meaning that these 2 million people are already paying tax.
No.
What about those who are already in the system paying taxes? Are they going to be added to the 2 million, or we are looking at just the new 2 million that are paying?
When government statisticians do a new survey, maybe it will say that we have increased the number of active taxpayers.
Okay.
I was referring to by the old records that we have.
Okay, all right.
So, Rosalind, you see where there is policy inertia here. We're talking. He's crying wolf of the fact that the tax-paying bracket is tiny, right? Proportionate to a population of 30+ million people. Granted that his figures are right. You have 2 million people. So 2 million people actively paying taxes, yet you're talking about a tax amnesty. You're talking about flat rates. So you see where the practicality of this is difficult.
We are making it seem
right?
as if the tax amnesty is cast in stone. That's not what I said.
Well, regardless, it's a promise.
Said, yeah, but he didn't.
And we need to break it down.
No, but let's not make it look as if he said, oh, if you come in there, or if he's voted into power, everybody enjoys.
Oh, Rosalind, you are not speaking for him.
I'm not speaking for him, but what he said, you do understand what he said.
No, but if you promise tax amnesty, we ought to break it down.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless, of course, what is tax amnesty? What's the definition of tax amnesty? It's within the definitive brackets of tax amnesty that I'm bringing this discussion in. Nothing else. Because he hasn't expatiated on it. But if he says he's giving tax amnesty, we have to look at the pros and cons of tax amnesty. Amidst what he's saying that we have a 2 million paying bracket. So if you have a 2 million paying bracket and you are already introducing tax amnesty, right? 1. 2, you are talking about flat rates. How do you juxtapose this? Right? So because policy, buy-in is very important. He's talking about cameras on our streets, what have you. Who initiated that policy? Check the records. The NDC government did, under Mahama.
Oh, really?
We started mounting these cameras before we left power.
It's never true.
Check the records. I'm challenging it.
Anyone.
Never
did I see anyone.
I am challenging that record.
Never did I see anywhere.
Prove me wrong.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a national security initiative.
But wait, I think even under
Wow.
Yes.
I know somebody who got the contract to support CCTV cameras.
So there you go.
You know,
yes.
Wow.
It was a national security initiative.
No.
So
under Mahama administration.
You will not put me in the corner today.
No. You can double check.
I will double check on this one.
We are talking about taxes. Let me come in here. We're still talking about taxes. The very airport Mahama delivered to the good people of Ghana, Terminal 3. What are they doing it to today? Without even adding more conveyor belts, they've decided that they will tax.
We built more airports than you.
You are not building anything. We built it. We never promised, but we came and delivered.
Built more airports
and
than
the airport is paying itself off.
More than you.
And the airport is paying itself off. Right? What can you prove that you've done in terms of economic investments by ceding off bits of terminal, the old terminal, to a private investor? What have you done with the money in terms of investments that's come back to the government kitty? You need to explain that to the good people of Ghana. Right? So what I'm saying is that you are taxing...
The private investor you're talking about is MacDon?
I'm just saying that they have...
I'm just asking.
Yes.
Okay.
So they can prove to us what has happened. In terms of the kind of investment. I'm not saying he's not paying taxes.
So what's the issue here then?
Right? I haven't complained about taxes. I'm saying... Give us the model of that investment and what it's bringing to the government kitty in terms of impact and return on investment.
So transparency.
Transparency, that's what is key. Today, we are still talking about Terminal 3. Mahama's Terminal 3, to put it that way. One of the best models you could have, which is repaying itself, right? Maintenance, basic maintenance. When was the last time you flew out? You'd see air conditions leaking and all of that. You can't even maintain it, right? And you are saying that travelers to and fro or on return tickets would have to pay $20+ as a levy to maintain basic conveyor belts in that airport that President Mahama delivered to the good people of Ghana. Where are you taking us to? What kind of infrastructure, meaningfully, in terms of universities? Look at what we've done in terms of delivery. Talking about doctors, car, vehicle for health workers and what have you. This has been happening in the 90s under Jerry Rawlings. Ask any medical doctor that we, growing up as kids, could see medical doctors enjoying this.
Did it happen under JM?
Right?
Tell us.
That went on and on. Come on.
Tell us, did it happen under JM?
I'm telling you that it's nothing new under the sun. It's no initiative.
This is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, so probably you can go and ask any doctor.
JM never implemented anything like that. John Mahama never did.
Again, we're talking about Russia, Ukraine, and what have you. We took loans to alleviate the situation under COVID. What have we to show for the investments we went into that as far as COVID is concerned? Today, no one has been able to account for the monies that went into COVID-19 as far as this government is concerned. And today, it's so Russia, Ukraine. When countries have moved beyond Russia, Ukraine, right? Neighboring Niger is projected to have a growth of 13.5%. Why? They didn't suffer, and it's war-torn. They are fighting in Niger. You go to Dakar today, their economy grew exponentially. What, they didn't have Russia, Ukraine? So what are we talking about?
So
you said you have the best.
No, our economy is not growing.
The last government statistician, the last government statistics, what did the government statisticians say about poverty? So what's the reflection in our pockets? What is interest rates today? And any figures we are seeing today, it's thanks to an IMF program. Any change in figures, can the government bar the IMF program, single-handedly say this is the policy I've implemented to ameliorate our economic situation? None whatsoever except an IMF program. Okay. Today, we have a watchman at the central bank, thanks to an IMF program who is ensuring that we have prudent management of our economy. That is an indictment of the sovereignty of our nation. For the rest to go and bring a watchman to come and superintend over our central bank. All right. Which is a sovereign vote.
All right, let me...
Never in the history of this country has that happened.
Some messages.
And that has happened under the economic management team of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia.
Let me quickly read some messages. Inusa Abdul Rashid says, good morning, Rosalind. Please tell the NPP man that if he wants to excel in this game of politics, he shouldn't follow the lies and path of Bawumia because he'll struggle for credibility in the future, just like Bawumia is doing now. Zempio Elijah says, good morning, Rosalind. What is the NPP man saying? A bowl of maize, which used to be 12 Ghana cedis, is now 25 Ghana cedis. Lovely, Rosalind. Good morning. Did the NPP man say Bawumia wants to make Ghanaians live like Europeans, or for their folks to continue chopping like there's no tomorrow? In a serious country, this man wouldn't be on any public platform forever. The positive thing about the launch is Napo didn't do the unthinkable this time around. Good morning, madam. Please tell this car policy for teachers and nurses doesn't make sense at all. Teachers go on retirement and have no accommodation, and you are here promising them cars you can't even fulfill. The laptops the teachers paid part of the money up till now, you were not able to provide them all the laptops. Now teachers are open. Oh, okay, you're trying to say open. You can also continue sending your messages to us on Facebook if you are joining us via Facebook, or you can actually send your message to us on WhatsApp as well. Let me see if we have some messages on WhatsApp, and I'll quickly read the messages. It looks like we have a lot of people who are very, interested in our conversation this morning. So I'll start with Akonsi Goriba from Tamale. Says, good morning, Rosalind. After listening to Alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia yesterday on the NPP launch, Bold Solution Manifesto to Ghanaians, you will understand why the NDC cannot debate Alaji Bawumia when it comes to finding solutions to the Ghanaian economy. I'll urge workers of Ghana to vote massively for Alaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for the credit scoring system to create cheaper access to goods and services for the Ghanaian worker and many other benefits outlined yesterday. My greetings to Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam Karaga MP. Is possible for Dr. and Dr. Politics is a game of ideas. Ghanaians expect the NPP to tell them what they have done after almost 8 years of power and not needless propaganda and empty promises. Digitization is one of the things that featured in the speech of almost all the speakers. Sadly, we are interested in someone who can fix the economy and not someone who is promising digitization. JDM has proven to be a credible, selfless, competent, and a hard-working leader who walks his talks and thus has what it takes to lead this country to the promised land. I urge all young persons out there to choose truth over empty sloganeering. Daniel Akpaliok from Sandema. Good morning, Madam Host. Bawumia again speak about Poalugu Dam in 2020. He said NPP will build yesterday again if we vote for him. Is going to build Poalugu Dam. Do we have 1 and 2? Please find out from the NPP communicator, Moses from Nigeria. Ben, I also heard him talk about the Poalugu Dam, though. And I think that unfortunately, it's not one of our topics, but I can quickly chip it in. For people, he has said before that the Poalugu Dam had been built and said it's there, it's readily available. But now, yesterday, he did mention that it's going to be done.
No, it's expansion that he was talking about.
Okay, so it's already been built.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last time that we checked, it was the kind of capacity that we wanted wasn't, it's something that we had to do with the contractor. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is talking about the expansion because irrigation in the north is very important for those farmers. And you can also do your checks as well. We have done our checks. The contractor did not do the specific thing that we asked him, and that is why there
were... So is a dam there or there's no dam?
Oh, there is. I mean, I'm saying
the Poalugu Dam is there.
That's what I'm saying.
So have the contract scope been revised, re-awarded?
No, it hasn't been re-awarded. So when they went for evaluation, they realized that the specificity of the dam wasn't the thing that government wanted the contractor to do. So at the end of the day...
Was there no consultant to the project?
Hold on.
No, wait,
sometimes you have some of these
things.
Please
let him land.
And that is why you go back to evaluate and monitor.
Okay.
And then when it is not in that specific area that you want it, you tell them that this is how we paid you to do it. That's exactly what
that's why you have
we are saying that we are going to even expand it.
So then will we say that, we should explain better to the Ghanaian man out there to know that although the flag bearer of the NPP said some time ago that the Polugu Dam was done and ready to be used, there was a little bit of misunderstanding on the behalf of Ghanaians where they didn't understand what he meant.
Well, Rosalind, we could say that the capacity at what we wanted was not what the contractor did, so we had to let him go back.
So Rosalind, at current capacity, what percentage of completion was it?
I mean, that's the role of the journalist. Okay. You guys can check. But you guys can check.
It's no problem at all. It's going to be done. Anyway, good morning, Rosalind, and good morning to Prof. Dr. Grace Ayesu Dankwa, incoming MP for Isikado Kentan constituency. Rosalind, the manifesto is the same old story, the same rhetoric for the same textbook, economies of failure. My government did not manage the economy well, especially the cedi and the taxes. So vote for me to introduce flat rate taxes because my government failed in broadening our tax net, and also my government failed to cut down the government expenditure. So vote for me to bring down the number of ministers to 50. Wow. Merry-go-round manifesto from the failed economic wizard. Interesting days ahead from Albert in Kojokrom, Isikado, Kenton. Again, okay, I do have a lot of messages.
I can see.
The messages are wild this morning. People are really
I'm surprised.
It measures
a lot of
it measures the temperature of the country. It measures the temperature of the country. The wind of change.
Gladly we deliver.
The wind of change is blowing.
All right, let me read some messages here. Good morning, Ma. Please ignore MPPO. The alliance Kojo Jack Koro from Aflawo. Again, if you don't have a house, where are you going to keep the car? Please forget. Oh, but some people have houses and they need cars. So everybody and what they need, though. Good morning, Rosalind. Delightful listening to Dr. Khalid Jewu, the NPP communicator. Instead of telling us what is in their manifesto, he's beating around the bush. But he told us what's in their manifesto. As a young man, the NPP manifesto was very uninspiring. If you're from a Hinsan estate in Kumasi, okay, if you're... That's what Ifya is saying, that she didn't feel it like that. She couldn't connect with it.
Good morning to Ifya.
Good morning. Good morning. NPP manifesto is full of...
Those are NDC people.
Please kindly ask NPP man, Ghanaians going to chop Ghana card. The youth of Ghana are looking for jobs, not Ghana card. Well, they said 2 million jobs have been created though. So, good morning. NPP manifesto launch was a success, a well-thought manifesto without any ambiguities, policies clearly stated and explained to the understanding of the layman. The NPP manifesto is not like those who said 24-hour economy with millions of different explanations, and it's not like the free level 100 fees for tertiary students, which some said it includes technical universities, others said no. Some said it includes nursing and teacher training schools, others said no. The NDC said, why is Bawumia not fulfilling his visions now as vice president and want to be president before doing it? Their question is, why didn't JDM, His Excellency, implement the things he's promising now when he had the chance as vice president and president? Both solutions for the future. Indeed, it is possible. Okay. Okay, so this one says, good morning, Rosalind. I'm shocked to hear Mr. Bawumia, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, please, telling Cape Coast people that a fund was ready to their airport and harbor. How come? Another one is Polugu Dam. He said they will raise another fund for it. Where is the previous money allocated to it? Okay, Daniel from Bandu. I'm a big Alaska from Garu Tempani. Good morning, Madam Rosalind. And your panelist, the NPP guy, is not. He says that cars that are assembled in Ghana are cheaper than cars in other countries. Togo, Burkina cars are cheap. Well, somebody too said the same thing, but I'm yet to purchase a car from Togo and Burkina, so I can't speak to it. But this is coming from you. Maybe you have Big Alaska. Big Alaska. Maybe you have purchased cars there, so you know better. Good morning. I want to know whether this idea suddenly came to Dr. Bawumia's mind, or he has the ideas already and could not implement it. Imantine Kabrugu. Okay. Francis Commander says that Good morning, Joy Prime, and your guests, especially Comrade Sharif. Okay, there wasn't any iota of hope in what happened in Takoradi yesterday by the NPP. You could tell from their faces they were forced to come. Nothing new. The same talkative Napo wanted to redeem himself, but he's still the arrogant, bad-mouthing Napo we know. NPP is dead gone. Hope is coming. J.M. Beba. Sami Boachi Asamanka says that yesterday's launch of the NPP Manifesto was a great day for the future of the good people of Ghana. Apart from the fact that Dr. Bawumia is humble and sociable, he's very intelligent and credible. He's not as corrupt and critical thinking person, and he wants to build a relationship between the youth and the financial institutions to create smooth access to funds to lead is to solve and it is possible to break the 8 with Dr. Bawumia Napo to protect the free SHS. Let's do it together. Regards to Honorable Charles Champon, the MP for Asamankese, and Frankesi Edubakoy, a.k.a. Protozwa, and next MP for Suhum. Okay, so somebody says what? Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me, okay? Say you are the first sender. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Abdul Aziz Jabani. He says, good morning, beautiful Roslyn. From the former President John Achekum Kufuor, I have known Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for some time now. He's a man of destiny. Leaders must have innate knowledge of geopolitics and leadership. He understands economics and has international experience. He is a man of the moment. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a custom-made leader for Ghana. It is highly possible, inshallah. He's not corrupt, never accused of corruption, never investigated for corruption. Abdul Aziz. All right, Abdul, sorry if I missed your message earlier. Forgive me. It came in at 5:32 a.m. All right, okay, so this one, Blueprint from Esikado says that now that Bawumia Napo have launched their manifesto, i.e. the bold solutions to Ghanaians, what has the NDC John Mahama had to say virtually? Dr. Bawumia has said everything from A to Z. In fact, the alternative is indeed scary and empty. Good morning to our incoming Member of Parliament for Esikado Kentai, Honorable Charles Besu. I have a lot of messages, but unfortunately, look at the messages. Did you see it?
Yeah,
let me scroll. All these messages I haven't read.
You're following.
Okay, so unfortunately, I can't read all the messages now, but so please, those of you who are
still Rosaline, the erudite Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman will be continuing her Greater Accra tour.
Okay.
After she did 3 key markets a few days ago. So she's going to be in Ablekuma North, Okaikwe North, and Dome Kwabinya.
I told you should be sending us these things. So whenever you talk about it, we have it. And Ben, if you have anything you want us to put
one of the most confronting issues that the Ghanaians are going to make in the December polls is that, Roslyn, they are faced with critical questions, and these are some of the questions that they will ask. Are these 2 candidates, the leading ones, who is corrupt and who is not corrupt? And it's clear. We have a candidate that is very credible, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He has accepted that there are challenges here in Ghana and that we are working towards it. That ahead of us is a bright future if we can all come together. But on the other hand, the other opponent, he has been president before. In fact, everything that he asked Ghanaians, we've given it to him. He asked to be an assemblyman in the early 90s, we gave it to him. He asked to be a deputy minister, to become a member of parliament, we gave it to him. To become a minister, we gave it to him. He rose through the ranks and became the vice president of the republic. And God blessed him, crowned him to the highest office of becoming the president of the day. And why was he booted out? Like what President Akufo-Addo said, all in the Fourth Republic, all, from Rawlings to Atamil, from Rawlings to J. Kufuor to Atamils to President Akufo-Addo, all of them had second term. Why was he booted out? Because everybody knows that there were a lot of corruption attacks around him. And that is something that we all need to look at. Because, you see, as Ghanaians, we have suffered recently because of COVID and other, external shocks.
Let me ask you this. Do Ghanaians vote for personalities or Ghanaians vote for political
It's very, very important.
Leadership. Because if
leadership.
If you look at John Dramani Mahama,
right.
They were in power. The NDC was in power for 8 years.
Right.
They were not in power for 1 term.
But him, in particular.
Okay, but
he only had one term.
But he started his tenure before he was voted into power.
Right, because, I mean, based on the sudden death of the president at that time, Ghanaians used what we call sympathy vote to reward him. And when they had truly seen his works, and in fact, if you check, when his boss, Atta Mills, gave him the mandate, all the standards that President Mills set for him, he came and destroyed everything that the man
Give us examples.
Look, President Mills left with a single-digit inflation. At the time that President Mahama was living, what was it?
Tell us.
Tell us
what it was.
Hold on.
Wait.
When
President...
Yes,
tell us
he
what
left
it was.
with a single-digit. President Mills.
Okay. All right.
President Mills. That was President Mahama's boss, right? Mm-hmm. And in the areas... Hold on.
Wait,
in the areas of agriculture, check. Go and check.
Give us the figures. You mentioned a single digit for Mills.
GDP.
So mention the figures.
When the economy was even growing.
Mention the figures.
And those are the things that, I mean, that's why she's checking.
She doesn't need to check. You gave a single digit for Mills. So what did Mahama live with?
And you see,
what did Mahama live with? Be honest and transparent in your communication to Ghanaians.
We took Mahama for granted. You know why? There were early signals that we took for granted. He is the only vice president that was being investigated for corruption. When he was asked to go and buy those aircraft.
And what's the outcome?
Hold on.
What's the outcome?
What was the outcome?
Please take your time.
Your own special prosecutor, you appointed.
I'm Googling. Wait, gentlemen.
Said that the government official or whatever you say.
I have the judgment.
What judgment?
The judgment of the UK.
Wait, gentlemen.
That the government official one was corrupt.
No.
He said that. Please.
Wait,
read paragraph 136.
No.
Read paragraph 136.
You have to get your production team to correct this.
Read paragraph 136 of
this has to be corrected.
Benjamin,
yes.
Please.
And there's a special prosecutor's report.
I'm coming. We have read it.
What did you read?
I read it.
Okay, and what did it say?
It never said that government official one is corrupt.
Thank you very much. See, what they never said that?
Yes, the
Please
never
read
said that.
paragraph 136 of the ruling.
Wait, let me get this one.
And how they describe government official one.
I'm getting the
that he is somebody that was corrupt and in Ghana.
Benjamin, relax.
What are you telling me?
Benjamin, relax.
Are you the only one that had the report or the ruling?
Benjamin.
Paragraph 136. If I am wrong, tell me.
Wait, you said I should research on the inflation.
Yes,
I'm
please.
getting the inflation figures.
Yes, between Mills
please relax.
JDM, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, right. Relax, don't worry. Production, please assist when they ask for something. I'm begging you. So I come in here and I read this one. Inflation as of 2020, this is 2016, yes. 17.5. Right. Inflation as of 2012, 9.4. So you meant the single
exactly.
digit. Okay.
And even in agriculture.
Okay.
So all the standards, Rosalind, all the standards that his boss set for him, when he took over, he ran everything down. He destroyed everything.
All right.
And that is why we need to
now we come to the NPP government. Inflation as of 2020.
Right. But I wasn't even talking about that.
Let me land there.
Okay.
We are just...
Sure.
Good. Inflation as of 2020, 9.89. So there was a decrease for the, for the NPP government in 2020. Inflation as of 2024 is 22.
A reduction, yes.
0.8%.
It rose to 54.4.
So so now we are going to do the maths together so that we know we are fair.
Right.
And add an IMF program.
Wait.
Factor an IMF program in.
Wait, don't worry.
You're doing.
Yes.
Wait. Being fair,
right.
2012, inflation, 9.4%. Please write it down. Being fair, 2012, 9.4. 2016, 17.5.
Right.
2020, 9.89.
Right.
2024, 22.8. Do the maths yourself.
So I was even saying that when his boss had left him the office, all the things that his boss, all the successes that his boss chopped, he should have been able to even move ahead of that.
Okay.
But because of his own personal gains, He is the only vice president that was being investigated for corruption.
All right, hold on. These are allegations, Roslyn. You shouldn't be allowing to fly here.
He took bribe
from who?
He took bribe from who? He was being bribed with a Ford.
Goodness,
wasn't he?
From who?
Wasn't he? No,
please.
Was President Mahama bribed with Ford expedition?
No.
Bribe? That is, everybody knows.
No,
which court?
No, you can allege.
But everybody knows this.
Benji, you
that
can
obviously,
allege.
what was the Shrag report?
Benji, you can allege. Because
Rosie.
if we talk about reports, there are so many reports that have come out also about certain government officials in the NPP.
Which of them?
But of course, we haven't been able to say.
Tell us. Which of them? Which of them?
But we know.
Which of the report do we have? We have Shraj implicating the former president that he took bribe for.
So why didn't you prosecute him?
Everybody knows this. Look, for peaceful coexistence, sometimes we overlook some of these things. But it is very important.
Gentlemen, the screaming is not... You land, wait. The screaming is not making our points being heard. So you just make your point without the screaming.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rosalie. Now, I am saying that on December 7th, Ghanaians are going to be faced with two candidates, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I mean, regardless, whatever you can say about this man, he is not corrupt. Okay? And there is one that had come before us. Somebody that has been, was investigated when he was a vice president. Now tell us,
and what's the investigation?
Hold on.
What is the investigation?
Wait, Sheriff, you have your time.
Dr. Sheriff, tell us one policy that JDM or His Excellency John Dramani Mahama implemented when he was a vice president that was enormous benefit to the ordinary Ghanaian. When he was president, his own brother, Ibrahim Mahama, was owing 12.6 million Ghana cedis of Ghanaian taxes. And because his brother was sitting on the chair, he did not pay. It took Kennedy Japan. Hold on, let me learn. It took Kennedy Japan to come back to us and warn that as NPP has won, he was going to jail. The next day, he issued a check. So it's very important.
Goodness me. Has anybody been found guilty of what you're saying? Because allegations are different. When you state them as a matter of... Wait, Benji. When you state them as a matter of fact and it comes out that it is not so, of course, you know that we will be held responsible as well. And so some of the things that you say, it's all right to use the word alleged, and it's fine. But once you state it as though, we will have to disassociate ourselves with that. Because if you state it, it is so, it is so, it is so. And at the end of the day, it is not so because the person hasn't been proven guilty. Unfortunately, we will have to disassociate ourselves from some of your comments you make.
One of the things that I like about you is your fact-checking, principle. That some of these things you fact-check. Now, I am making...
So, Rosie, are you making a statement? Are you disassociating from it?
I am saying.
But you see, the point again is that even when you look at Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, there are so many implications to it in there when it comes to some government officials. But we still say that because we don't have that for a fact, as in anybody has been, found guilty, it comes in as an allegation.
Professor Frimpong Boateng's...
It's under this government that the minister is keeping money under her bed. It's under this government.
He's on is a bitter man.
It's under this government that the minister took a bribe.
Let me come to Sherry. Your time is gone, though. Your time is gone. Unfortunately,
one thing I like about you is your fact-finding principle. I am here sitting here telling you that the former president's brother owed a huge amount of 12.6 million Ghana cedis and did not pay to Ghana Revenue Authority. So how then do we say it? So we can't. I can't say this.
Benji, you've spoken for
the former president is a corrupt man. Everybody knows this.
Benji, no.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not corrupt.
Guilty for that, and I'm not going to
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not corrupt.
Disassociate
ourselves. He's never been corrupt.
Please make your point, Sherry.
Okay,
he's never been corrupt.
Roslyn, corrupt or not corrupt, the good people of Ghana are aware of who is corrupt. Ibrahim Mahama is an astute businessman that spans the presidency of his brother. Whatever allegations he's making, whether they accrued within the period within which his brother was president, is a fundamental question that needs to be asked. But this water off a duck's back. I don't think it's anything we need to dwell ourselves on. The court of law is there. There are reports to look at whatsoever. But under this government, a minister kept troves of cash. Cash.
Where?
Cash. Cecilia Dapa.
Can you imagine?
Cecilia Dapa.
Can you imagine?
The report is there.
Can you imagine?
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
No, I'm coming. Is there no report?
Can you imagine?
Benji, let him land.
Nobody has
Benji, let him
right?
The state said
Benji, you know he spoke for
money.
7 minutes.
You see,
he spoke for 7 minutes.
Yeah, you see, and this is someone who superintended over a very malnourished ministry. And the money she kept at home, which I'm not alleging. I'm not going to use the word allege because there's evidence to that in the report, that she kept money at home amounting to millions of dollars, which is even more than the budget allocation to the malnourished ministry she was running. So it tells you. And when this happened, you see, when you talk about corruption, it's not about being caught in the act. Sometimes actions reflect it. When it happened, what did the presidency do? They're exchanging love letters.
Tell us.
Under this government,
Mahmoud Bawumia is corrupt. That's
a minister of state in charge. Oh, but there's been a rice scandal.
Which rice
do you want
scandal?
to go to a rice scandal? Under the watch of Muhammad Bawumia. There's been a rice scandal.
Everybody knows.
There's been a rice scandal.
For being here.
John Mahama took Bradford, and everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about it.
For anyone to believe that a false scandal is
time is up. Unfortunately, we can't
you still have the
continue.
false scandal.
Gentlemen, relax. My time is up. Unfortunately, we can't continue. And so I want to say a very big thank you to you two for coming. You did say earlier that you want, there's actually something coming up.
Sorry?
You said there was something coming up.
No, I said the erudite Professor Nana Jino Bokwajiman is continuing her Greater Accra tours in a couple of constituencies. So look out for her in your constituency if she manages to pass through to deliver the good message of President John Dramani Mahama in the form of the Women's Development Bank to empower women, to bring them into financial inclusion, to talk about the 24-hour economy, which is going to create jobs, just not jobs, sustainable jobs as well, and to speak to reforms that this government is aiming to. But again, look forward to the 24th of this month, where we'll be launching our manifesto in the Central region. Right. And that's where you see the real deal of a manifesto.
You guys wouldn't copy. You know,
oh, you have been copying. We said 60 ministers. You said 50 ministers.
Every day, copy, every day, copy.
So for a man, let me conclude that. For a man within a government that has an oversized ministry, oversized staffers, is promising 50
my guests have been Benjamin Joe Apia, who represented the NPP. Benji, today you spoke about. You spoke it.
The most important thing that I want to say is that.
Oh, Rosalind, why are you being biased? You say your time is up. Say your time is up.
There is hope.
Dr.
Mahmoud Bawumia is not corrupt. Okay. Unlike the other,
the rice scandal, the rice scandal.
But you are trying to paint him.
Who represented the NDC, and Benjamin Jabu-Apia, who represented the NPP. It's time for us to play the quick cash game. Now, pick up your phones right now and dial *281#. Gentlemen, you know we can play. Yes, everybody. Okay. So let's do it.
I have to be on the campaign trail.
Okay. Hey, we haven't closed.
No, but
you
I'm a Muslim. It's haram. I'm a Muslim. It's haram for me.
We'll start the play though. So it's *281#. Let's do it together. *28. Benji, let's do it. Wait, don't go yet, please. *281#. And then when you dial it, you see the options that will pop up. Select number 7, which is Joy Prime. Okay. So number 7 is Joy Prime. You can play as many as possible. You can play 5 cities. *281#. Okay, yes. So you can, then you select number 7, which is Joy Prime.
Okay. Number 7,
yes.
Joy Prime.
Yes. So you can play as many as you want. You can play, 5 cities. You can play 10 cities. You can play 20 cities. You can play. Keep playing.
I'm putting 20 cities there.
Fantastic. Okay. You are the man. And Dr. Sherry, you said...
No, I'm a Muslim, so betting is haram for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, and then when you play, select as many as possible. The more you select, the more your chances of winning. If you win this money, we are sharing it,
Of course. You led me, so of course, I'll be grateful. Half of that goes to you.
Good. All right, so on
but the government will tax it.
Well, that is a different story altogether.
Don't mind, Doctor.
And after that, no, but we give it to you fresh. Now, today, Charlie Watte is starting. exciting. Those of you who love Chalawati, I'm here to give you the good news. So Chalawati is actually starting today, and there is a daily entry fee. If you want to go daily, it's 50 cedis for Ghanaians and 100 cedis for non-Ghanaians as well. Please don't forget to ask for receipts. Now, today being the 19th of August that we are starting or we are commencing, there is a silent procession through the township. So between the hours of 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., there's going to be a silent procession. Now, from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., there's going to be the official opening declaration by the team within the castle, the opening of Shika Arts Fair in the garden. At 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m., there's a royal music performance by Osuklote School of African Music. From 6 to 6:30 p.m., the Gara Music Center performance. From 6:30 to 7 p.m., Nyomoye Jen, cultural group dance performance. And from 7 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m., there's film screening and conversations. You do not want to miss it at all. Art installation and exhibition open from 5 p.m. all through till late. So if you want to experience the art exhibition from 5 p.m., the art exhibition will be up. Chalawati 2024 is going to be fantastic. And now, an end to the empire of horrors is at Christian Bowl Castle, Black Star Square, Osu Township. So make sure you are there to enjoy and know more about our traditions. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Up next is What's Trending with Esiedua Akomia. My name is Rosalind Felly. And NPP people, leave me, okay? Leave me. Tell them. Tell them.
You are neutral.
Tell them.
I'll tell
them. Leave me alone. And up next is sports with Nathaniel Atodo.